It's 11 o'clock on the dot. Welcome to Creative Companions, where we're all believing mirrors for one another. I'm here. I'm Kim. We'll start off taking some deep breaths as we always do. I don't know about you, but I would say I was challenged to get here today. We're going to need our magic markers. We do a magical marker meditation together. So just grab all the colors. Let me know you're here. We're just going to sit here and wait until some people show up. It's only 11:01. We're going to need a blank sheet of paper or your journal. I have my blank journal here. If you know me, you know that I do a marker meditation every morning and then share them on the Creative Companions group. So if you haven't joined that group so you can see those every day. That's self-care practice, which is Creative Companions, and the Artist Way goal is self-care and know thyself and get to know thyself better and polish the mirror and see yourself clearer and be the you want to be. And this week we're talking about recovering a sense of integrity. So that's what we're going to be talking about while we do this marker meditation together. Take some deep breaths. Let's see. If you have your book with you, and we're using Julia Cameron's book, The Artist Way, if you're new and you don't know. Oh, hi, Moon Magic. Oh, good. I'm glad you got a group of you there. Let me think about that. Yeah, I'm really glad you all are here. It always feels kind of weird just sitting here talking to myself in the room, so now I don't feel like I'm talking to myself anymore. I know there's people there, so that's great. I'm glad you're here. I hope it's a sunny day where you are. It's a sunny day here. So we're using The Artist Way by Julia Cameron. This week we are on Chapter 4, Recovering a Sense of Integrity, and I've read it many times, and I read it again. So we're going to talk about that as we do our marker meditation. But for now, let's just get ready to do a meditation together to help ground us into this present moment and into this energy of being creative beings and just here in this present moment to see what flows out of us, you know. So take some deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Relax into your seat. Feel the areas where your seat connects to your seat. Feel the places where your feet touch the floor. Just keep breathing deeper. You're meditating now, just like that. And just slowing down, coming more fully into the present moment, coming more fully into yourself. Just relax and know that for now, there's nowhere to go. It's okay to just be here with me. I'm glad you're here, and I'm here with you, too. Perhaps you have your eyes open and address, if you would, your blank page. While continuing to breathe deeply, just let your eyes zone out on that blankness, on that white, on that no thing. There's no thing there. And that's good. When we're done, there will be a thing there. We don't know what it is, and that's good. Deepest breath you've taken so far. And hold it and breathe out. Remember that you're a shooting star. When we made those stars a week or so ago, mine's over there behind me. So in this state of meditation, hopefully you will be able to stay relaxed in yourself throughout this creative process today as we talk about recovering a sense of integrity. Keep breathing for a moment. I'll get you started on your markers in just a second, but just continue to breathe and practice the art of listening. So recovering a sense of integrity. What is integrity anyway? Who am I anyway? Integrity is firm adherence to a code of moral or artistic values that you have made up for yourself. So this week may find you grappling with changing self-definition. The essays, tests, and exercises are designed to catapult you into productive introspection and integration of new self-awareness. This may be both very difficult and extremely exciting. Yeah, warning, do not skip the tool of reading deprivation that she suggests in this week, and I'm going to talk about that more when we get to that part. So working with the morning pages, we begin to sort through the differences between our feelings, which are often secret, and our official feelings, which are for the public record. You know, things like we say, oh, I'm okay, I'm doing fine. Okay is a blanket word for most of us. At the root of a successful creative recovery is the commitment to puncture our denial and to stop saying it's okay, when in fact it's something else. And learning to be true to ourselves is what we're doing. So let's start our marker meditation, remembering to keep breathing. So, recovering a sense of integrity and being true to you, what's your favorite color? Let's start with that one. Pick your favorite color. Which way do you want to turn the page? Maybe you want to go this way, maybe you want to go that way. I don't know. But let's write the word integrity in our beautiful, most beautiful handwriting. And I say, you know, with the creative process, don't rush it. You can take your time. You can make those letters as slow as you want to. You can make bubble letters. You could, let's say we write integrity to fill the whole page. I have no idea where I'm going with this marker meditation. I'm just showing up and doing what I do. So I'm going to write integrity. Here, I'll put the camera there. Let's see, how can we do this? I love you guys for showing up, and I wonder, did you write some morning pages this week? And if so, how did that go? I wrote a lot, and yeah. So how do you even spell integrity, right? I-N-T-E-G-R-I-T-Y. Integrity. Integrity. You know, and then if integrity means that we're adhering to some codes, some ways of being that we learned, where did we learn them from? And are those still the ways we want to be? You know? I-N-T-E-G. I'll make this different kind of G I don't usually make, because I'm looking at the G in the book, how their type is. You can make those letters however you want them. You know, and meditation is centering, bringing you completely to the now, giving you control over your senses and your body so that you can take your time and write these words. All is meditation. It's just being single mindfully aware of that which you are doing right now. So there, I wrote integrity. Turn it around. keeping your hand moving, because I started with purple, I'm going to go to the next color in the rainbow, which is blue, and do whatever I want to do with the blue. Maybe you just want to trace what you just did. And just keep your hand moving. And keep your breath going. So Julia asked us to do 3 pages of brain drain in the morning. That's called the morning pages. And that's where I get this notion of keeping the hand moving. It also silences the sensor if there's no time to think, because you're focused on keeping your hand moving and following that line that you just made or that new line that you're making. It's being alive, alert, aware in the now, present with yourself. So keep breathing and do what you do there. You may hear other words that I say that you want to write on this page, or you may want to make swirls or do whatever you do. It's good to be here now. Oh, good morning, you who just showed up. We're talking about recovering a sense of integrity. So we just wrote the word integrity real big on the page to start with. And as always, we're focusing on our breath. Breathing in, breathing out. We're talking about the morning pages, and that we're learning those as a new form of self-care. 3 pages of brain drain, you know, and we start addressing ourselves over there. And Julia says, over a considerable period of time, the morning pages perform spiritual chiropractic. They realign our values. To thine own self be true, the pages say, while busily pointing that self out. If you want to work on your art, work on your life. There's another way of saying that. In order to have self-expression, you must first have a self to express. That is the business of the morning's pages. The process of identifying a self inevitably involves loss as well as gain. You know, like you might often find yourself writing what you're upset about. We discover our boundaries. As we clarify our perceptions, we lose our misconceptions. We arrive at clarity, and clarity creates change. Clarity is a good word. In addition to posing problems, eventually the pages also pose solutions. I'll just keep reading what I have highlighted here, and I'm going to get my blue marker and do a little bit more with my blue while I read. Let's see if I can do that. We're talking about being single, mindfully aware, and I'm trying to do a couple things at once quite often, you know. But you can be single, mindfully aware of doing the dishes, and it makes it a better experience. I've been really enjoying the healing powers of the water and doing dishes first thing every morning lately. And being somewhere where there is warm running water. I don't always have that convenience in my life, you know. So, I've been enjoying that. Faced with I'm reading again from Julia's work. Faced with impending change we have set into motion through our own hand, we want to mutiny, curl up in a ball, or bawl our eyes out. So she's saying, when you've written about something in your pages, you know what the problem is, and you know now what the solution is. You know the next right thing to do. Now you just want to hide, because now you have to take action in order to relieve that feeling, right? I don't want to raise my consciousness, we wail. And thanks to the morning pages, we learn what we want and ultimately become willing to make the changes needed to get it, but not without a tantrum, and not without a kriya, a Sanskrit word meaning a spiritual emergency or surrender. I always think of cries as spiritual seizures. Perhaps they should be spelled kriyas, because they are cries of the soul as it is rung through changes. Yeah. Speaking of ringing through changes, in yoga, I always feel like I'm wringing out the rag, you know, and just a really good twisting of the spine on the daily is a good practice to add. So when you have those spiritual seizures, of course. Criers. Krias. KriYas. Surrenders. People were told to just let go. In short, the morning pages point the way to reality. So this is how you're feeling. What do you make of that? You know? And whine about it to yourself so many times in your pages and then ask yourself that question. Well, what do you make of that? What are you going to do about that thing? Have some integrity. Be true to you. And being true to you is, for me, is doing the next right thing. And sometimes it's so hard. Most times it's so hard. My grandpa said that to me at the end of the driveway. You know, come and go out there and just do the right thing. And then you come back and tell me how good you feel about yourself. And he was right. But the right thing was really, really hard to do. You know, and then do it in front of others. People frequently... I'm reading again. Are you breathing deep? Keep switching colors if you need to. I'm going to switch... Well, I'm still on blue. People frequently believe the creative life is grounded in fantasy. The more difficult truth is that creativity is grounded in reality. In particular, the focused, the well-observed, or the specifically imagined. And what we make of our problems is art. As we lose our vagueness about ourselves and our values and our life situation, we become available to the present moment. It is here in the present moment in particular that we can contact our creative self. Take a deep breath. Maybe pause a moment, feel your hand to your heart. Feel your heartbeat. Art lies in the moment of encounter, the moment we meet our truth, we meet ourselves and we meet our self-expression. We become original because we become something specific, an origin from which art flows. Ooh. Each of us unique in the beginning. We're the beginning every day, a new beginning for ourselves, living with integrity from which we learned, an origin from which new art flows. I'm reading now again. As we gain or regain our creative identity, we lose the false self we were sustaining. The loss of this false self can feel traumatic. Oh shit, I don't know who I am anymore. I don't recognize me. Boy, I feel that from time to time. One of the clearest signals that something healthy is afoot is the impulse to weed out, sort through, and discard things, clothes, belongings. Clarity, bringing us to clarity. Pink full moon last night, y'all. Seen it. Shining right on my bed when I woke up, too. Right exactly where I was laying. I was illuminated by that pink moon. Feeling clearer. There's a good affirmation. Clearer. I think that's one that's used here at the end of this chapter. I'll say it now, though. And a clearer me is emerging. So yeah, I'm tracing this with blue. The word integrity. Integrity, integrita, you know. Something healthy is afoot. Magic is afoot. By tossing out the old and unworkable, we make for the new. When the search and discard impulse seizes you, two cross currents are at work. The old you is leaving and grieving, while the new you celebrates and grows strong. It's time to plant seeds, right? It's springtime. You may find yourself feeling volatile, changeable. Well, you are, always. Be prepared and welcome bursts of tears and laughter. You may feel yourself to be temporarily without a vehicle to get where you want to go. Just keep walking. And I say just keep breathing. Deeper and deeper we go. You know. It's important to know that no matter which form your growth takes, there's another kind of change, slower and more subtle, accumulating daily, whether you sense its presence or not. It's happening when you do these practices. When we have engaged the Creator within us to heal us, many changes and shifts in our attitude begin to occur. There will be changes in your energy patterns. There will be changes in your energy patterns. Welcome changes in your energy patterns. I'm using blue still. Now I want to say, rest is essential. Rest is good. Naps are great. Being true to myself is allowing myself to lie down and take a nap when I'm feeling so tired. It's not bad to be tired. It's not bad to feel what you feel. Follow the feeling. There will be changes in energy patterns. Your dreams will become stronger and clearer, both by night and by day. Hallelujah. Yes. Welcome. Jaglora, you're here. Hi. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, your dreams will become clearer and stronger, both by night and by day. What you have been doing is wiping the mirror. Each day's morning pages takes a swipe at the blur you have kept between you and your true self. As your image becomes clearer, it may surprise you. You may discover very particular likes and dislikes that you hadn't even known. Conditioned, Conditioned as we are to accept other people's definitions of us, sometimes without even knowing it. Conditioned, programmed we are, conditioned as we are to accept other people's definitions of us. This emerging individuality can seem to us like self-will run riot. It is not. The snowflake pattern of your soul is emerging. Each of us is a unique, creative individual, and so it is. I believe it is so. Each of us is a unique, creative individual. Oh, here's the truth. We often blur that uniqueness with sugar, alcohol, drugs, overwork, underplay, bad relationships, toxic sex, under-exercise, over TV, undersleep, too much phone, many and varied forms of junk food for the soul. The pages help us to see these smears on our consciousness. The pages and our other self-care practices help keep us away from all those things that she said that blur us. Right? So if we're writing morning pages, we're not consuming sugar or alcohol. We're not watching TV. We're not having toxic sex. We're writing morning pages. And we learn to be single and mindfully aware of what we're doing and doing things that serve us well. Right? So I wonder if changes have entered into your life because of the writing of the morning pages. You may long for the time when there was no sense of possibility, when you felt more victimized, when you didn't realize how many small things you could do to improve your own life. How many, or your own environment, just that. Today, I've been wiping down everything. I told you I've been doing dishes in the morning. Been leaving lots of water healing, mama, water. Yeah, water is life. And I've been scrubbing things, and I like it. I like it. So yeah, everything's possible. One technique that can be very reassuring at this point is to use your morning pages for written affirmations. Put it in writing. All you need to do to receive guidance is ask for it and then listen, says Sonia Roman. I receive good willingly. Thy will be done are two short affirmations. When written in the morning, remind us to be open to increase good. I write sometimes, I cannot escape the good things coming my way today. I ain't even going to try to get out the way. I trust my perceptions. And here's this one I like, and I'm going to write this one on my integrity page. A stronger and clearer me is emerging. And I'll put this on my page again. Deep breaths now. What did I say? A stronger, I'm going to write it at the top. A stronger and clearer make a bubble me. Remember we had a blank page, and now look. A stronger and clearer me is emerging. With integrity. Oh, that's good. I recover and enjoy my identity. I'm going to write that in red. I recover and enjoy my identity. Keep that hand moving. So next she asks us to think about buried dreams. Excavate our past for shards of buried dreams and delights and things that we would like to do. 5 hobbies that sound fun that maybe you haven't tried before, or maybe you have tried before, but it's been a long time. So I'll just read mine, because that is one of the parts of this that I did do in my journal. So 5 hobbies that sound fun for me: pottery, kickboxing, archery, hacky sack, qigong, and belly dancing. So pottery, kickboxing, archery, hacky sack, qigong, and belly dancing. 3 of those I've done a lot, and 3 of those I haven't done at all. So I wonder what kind of things you might like to do. Maybe some of them might be something I could try. Because Julia also asked us to take an artist date once a week, and this is such a challenging part of this artist way for me, is taking an hour to yourself away from people and doing something just for fun, just to thrill your child self, like flying a kite or riding your bike, or I guess taking a hike. That rhymes. So I'm going to go back to the book here and talk about reading deprivation for a minute. Brenda Ueland, which I always love her quotes, and I don't know who she is, but she says, we're always doing something. Talking, reading, listening to the radio, planning what's next. The mind is kept naggingly busy on some easy, unimportant external thing all day. Can't you just follow your breath and let your mind quiet and give it a rest? Just for now. This is how we learn how. Coming back again and again. So on this idea of reading deprivation, we have a daily quota of media chat that we swallow up. It's overwhelming now. She wrote this book a long time ago, and we didn't have social media then. And we do now. And it is overwhelming, the amount of media you can swallow up in a day, and it's like greasy food. It like clogs up our system. Too much of it, and we feel, yeah, fried. Go outside. Put it down. Go outside. Look away from the screen. Like, we are hypnotized. This is what I wrote about in my journal this morning. We're hypnotized by these screens, you guys, and by the things we see on there and hear on there or play on there, and we have them in our hands now, and you don't know what the guy next to you is looking at on there. What is consuming his energy? He's not here fully present in the moment with you if he's looking at that thing. Or people play games on there, Candy Crush, Pop Bubbles. I don't know what you all do. Look at pictures, scroll Facebook, get upset, have emotions. I don't know. So she's just talking about reading deprivation, but I'm also talking about putting down our contraptions, I like to call them. I'll just read what she says here. Reading deprivation casts us into our inner silence, a space some of us begin to immediately fill with new words, long gossipy conversations, television binging, The radio is a constant chatty companion. We often cannot hear our own inner voice, the voice of our artist's inspiration above the static. If we monitor the inflow and keep it to a minimum, we will be rewarded with our reading deprivation, for our reading deprivation with amazing speed. Our reward will be a new outflow. Our own art, our own thoughts and feelings will begin to nudge aside the sludge of blockage, to loosen it and move it upward and outward until once again our well is running freely. So reading deprivation, media deprivation, is a very powerful tool and a frightening one. Think about it, being without your phone. My phone hasn't been working right this week. It's all I can do to keep it charged all day. I guess I need a new one, and that sends me into like the panic, you know. We have a lot of fear surrounding our phones, you know. Katie's shared something about baby Albert and how that was an experimental baby, which is terrifying. Our fears are learned. Our fears are learned, and we doom scroll, they call it. There's names for all of it now. For most blocked creatives, reading, or in this case scrolling, is an addiction. If you're not doing that, then what will you do? Maybe you'll be forced to play, create something new. You know, think about that. You know, and this is recovery artists recovering all these things, you know. And a lot of us are recovering from addictions too, or maybe still dancing in addiction. We just trade one addiction for another, you know. And so for that affliction of addiction, we could put things like breathing in that space and time where we used to use the thing. We could put marker meditations and just keeping our hand moving and using all the different colors, and it doesn't matter. What matters is we're not using during that time. We're not thinking, stinking thinking, right? I've been doing a lot of stinking thinking sometimes, and that's just thinking that doesn't serve me well. And that which I do, which is good for me, is good for you, and I want to do well and do good for all. So I gotta put a stop to the stinking thinking by writing good positive affirmations, thinking about things like a sense of integrity, showing up for my creativity. I started a new oil painting this week. You know, always when we go through the Artist Way group together, not only are we doing the morning pages, we're doing the artist date, we're reading the chapter, we're showing up for the live feeds, we're doing this marker thing today, but we're also being guided and led to express ourselves more fully in our own chosen art form. Correct? Which I'd love to know what's your chosen art form you're working in right now. But for me, Michael's had 60% off on canvases, so I got some big canvases, and I started a new oil painting. This is the third one in the Mamas series. This is the Healed Mamas. I'm having a beautiful time with it, you know. Yeah. The stronger and clearer me is emerging. We're learning to be more fully present with ourselves and feel okay being here. It's okay. Everything's okay. I can say it's all well now, because in this moment, right here, right now, all is well. In this moment, right here, right now, all is well. And we're only ever in the now. It's only ever the present moment. Take a deep breath. So I made putting some highlights on there, made a yellow sun. So who are you really? Well, what are you doing with the time you got here? You know, I know it's hard. It's overwhelming. We're all overwhelmed and stressed out. Well, think about that. Are you doing things every day that you enjoy doing? reintroducing, re-inviting joy into your life. You know, no matter what's going on in the bigger picture, it's just energy. And we feel better when we're expressing ourselves in our unique and individual way, singing our own songs, acting with a sense of integrity, you know, doing that thing we love to do, making time and space for you, making time and space for you. Here's one. It says, do some time travel. These are the tasks at the end of the chapter. She gives you several different ones to do, and they're fun. Imaginings, you know. Remember yourself at 8. What did you like to do? What were your favorite things? Time travel. Describe yourself at 80. What did you do after 50 that you enjoyed? Be very specific. So I said, me at 80, old. That's old to me, 80. Skinny, long gray braid, living in the woods, still making art, slow, lazy days. Slow, lazy days sound good. Enjoying my children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and so on, so many. Happy, peace-filled. Still doing Creative Companions group. Yoga, meditation, journaling, long walks. That sounds pretty good. So yeah, just a fun imagining, you know. Imagine what art you might create by 80. If you continue to practice that which you love doing in your art form every day, what if you practiced it every day from now to when you're 80? What kind of thing would you be creating? You know, I've watched my art forms change. There's some glass art sitting right there. It's not lit up. Maybe I'll put a light on that real quick so y'all can see. I need to plug my computer in too before my battery dies and I don't get to finish this live feed. Take some deep breaths. Thanks for being here, you guys. I would love if you put some pictures of your art in the comments if you can. When you complete it, sign it. It's fun to keep all 12 pieces of art that we create for... What else was I going to do when I was up? Plug that in. I wanted to show you something. What was it? I don't remember what I was going to do. Does anybody remember what I was going to do? Take some deep breaths. We don't get to pick what we forget, right? Recovering a sense of integrity. I had gotten up for a reason. Isn't that funny? I don't remember at all. I wish I could rewind the tape. Anyway, sign it. Always sign your art when you're done. Date it. Let's see what we're going to talk about next week, I guess. I'm not sure. Treating myself as a precious... Plug in the glass art. Thank you. Ah, there it is. Light up that art over there. I've been wanting to do that. So let's just do that. My light's not real bright, but you get the idea. Now you see. Let's see. Thanks for reminding me what I was trying to do. So yeah, my light's not real bright and is not lighting the whole part, but you get the idea. That's a glass female figure. Is a whole story. Sally made that one. Yeah, but I have some new pieces in progress around the room here that I'm not ready to show yet. And I hope that it is my intent always that these Creative Companions groups are just doing nothing but getting your creative energies flowing, fanning the flames of your creative spirit and helping you to silence, to censor anything that's telling you that you can't or you won't. You will. That thing that you want to create, you'll make it. You'll do it. You know, when the time is right. This was a good now. I'm glad I showed up and we talked about Chapter 4. In a minute here, I'll tell you what Chapter 5 is going to be about. This week, continue to write those morning pages. 3 pages of brain drain. However that is, there's no right or wrong way to do those. And they'll be different every day. Um, I had written something today that I thought maybe I would read, so let me see what that is. Because it had to do with the reading deprivation, I do think. Let's see. How are we to stand in the face of suffering and death and still keep on singing? That's from Florence and the Machine. I'm not the only one crazy here. I'm not the only one dealing with all these feelings here. So you see, the fear was there. I'm not going to read all that. But yeah, it was a good writing in my journal, I felt. Got some stuff out I needed to get out, but I guess Julia's right. We shouldn't share those morning pages with others. Not yet, anyway. Maybe, or if ever, But yeah, so if you didn't practice reading deprivation this week because you didn't read chapter 4 until now, try it this week. And at least be conscious of your media usage and how often you're getting outside and getting some vitamin D. Those are good practices, and we're learning to do more and more things that are good for us. So sign your art that we made together today, Recovering a Sense of Integrity. I'm finishing mine up. Let's take a few deep breaths together. 41:41 on the clock. That's good. Wonder what things you're looking forward to this week coming up. I'm looking forward to traveling and going somewhere different. I'm looking forward to continuing to get to hang out with Aiden, my grandson. He's 3, and that's a lot of fun. And Aubrey and Dan and Vern. We're all here together right now. I'm just using some pink marker right now on my happy little son. So take some deep breaths. Maybe in your journal you start writing that at the end, things that you're looking forward to. And if you can't think of anything, then that's where that artist date comes in. Give yourself something to look forward to. So I was still going to look at what next week is, and I didn't do that. And then we'll close this one up. Appreciate you guys being here. Hey, Wendy, I'm glad you made it today. Everybody just feel better. Whatever you do. We're going to read week 5 next, Recovering a Sense of Possibility, which we kind of touched on a little, saying anything is possible now, isn't it? So Recovering a Sense of Possibility is what we're going to talk about next week on week 5. I appreciate you all showing up today. I would love to see your finished art about integrity. Deep breaths. Breathing in. And I get a peace sign and a heart from Sam right then. Breathing out. Have the best week ever, everybody. I'll see you next week. Thanks for joining, and I look forward to seeing your art and your beautiful expression of you.